So welcome back to the Trade Talks. This is another podcast session I'm really excited to do. I've had Dustin in here before. Dustin's come in for the live stream. There may be alcohol involved today. I just want to go ahead and throw that out from the very get-go just in case.
This might be a little loose, friends.
Yeah, this may not be your normal podcast, but we're talking about the trades today. And really today I want to talk with Dustin about getting into networking, social media, everything that you and I have done to grow our businesses. You got started on YouTube. You're a year or two younger than me, so, I mean, I'm better looking. You're younger.
Like 7 decades younger than
whatever
me, bro.
it is. Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
I'll give you an inch.
Whatever
take a mile.
it is. I know. I'll take a mile. You got started on YouTube like I did to try to make your phone ring for your electrical company. Mm-hmm. I did the same thing for my plumbing company. What made you think about social media to make a company grow? Because I was doing marketing that was not working, and I thought, I want to try social media. At my age at the time, 54, I was thinking Facebook. Mm-hmm. But going to a conference, YouTube is where I started, and I'm so grateful that I did. You picked YouTube.
Well, you got to understand too, like my generation, I graduated high school in 2003. That was right around the time where, Google was getting big and there was this YouTube thing. And so just even in being in high school, for me, these social networks, this Facebook, MySpace kind of thing was around. So like immediately I went to Arizona State when I graduated. I was flying planes. There was this thing called the Facebook and people were on it connecting. There was cute girls on it. You were on MySpace. So this whole idea of social networking has been my entire life. So I have a little bit different perspective just because I'm so used to understanding that there's like a connectivity with people. And if you want to like reach out to somebody and talk to them, you can absolutely do that. And putting your personality on the internet can make people connect with you. So from a really young age, I've just kind of always had the understanding of what social is. But yeah, so when I started becoming an electrician, I was looking at all the older guys around me and I'm like, none of these guys have Instagram accounts. They don't even know what Facebook is. And this is probably 2015, 2016 timeframe when I actually started my electrical contracting company. And I'm like, man, I could really like mop up this industry because even the instructors, people that are writing textbooks, everything, they're all still pen and paper for everything. And I'm like, I'm going to be that kid that comes in and just like dominates social media. Yeah. So I understood if you know what hashtags are and you're putting really cool posts out that you can get people to follow you and like your stuff, and then just consistency over time, you'll get a following. So I knew this is like a 10 to 20 year game that I'm going to play, but if nobody else is playing it.
Didn't take you that long though, did it?
No. Oh God, no. Yeah. So when I started making YouTube videos, we had talked about this before, I was doing it to try to get more customers. I was just trying everything to try to get the phones to ring because the phones weren't ringing. And I was having to pay these lead feed services like Angie's List and Home Advisor. And sometimes the leads I'd be paying $20 a lead and I wasn't getting anything in. So I was like, all right, I gotta put my personality out there. I gotta make little ads and target them. And I just gotta put my personality in what I'm doing, the story of Dustin's electrical journey, And so I started the channel Journey to Master. And from the first episode, I was like, hey guys, I was just talking to my phone. I'm like, this is who I am and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build my first ever company. So I just want to take you along every day for the journey. And, if you're interested in starting your own business, hopefully I can build some value so that you see something beneficial that I'm doing. And as I started doing it, it was just electricians watching me and I'm like, damn it. Like I wanted customers. I wanted my phone to ring. But I started building this massive community of electricians around me that really loved what I was doing. So it just shifted the reason I was doing it. So then I started a second channel, Electricianu, and that was more me wanting to teach because now I had an audience of electricians I could pull anywhere and talk about the tools I liked and talk about the ways of doing things and codes and all of that. And man, that once I realized what the people that were watching me actually wanted, I just started making what they wanted because it was what was needed. That was the demand. And dude, it just took off from there. And I think you would probably agree with me. The only reason that our audiences take off is because we're engaged with our audience.
You bet.
Yeah, you got to be in the comments. You got to be in DMs. You got to be answering. At a certain point, when you're getting 10,000 messages,
you can't get to all of them.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. But you hire help to help you with it.
Tradesmen built America. Not policymakers or desk jockeys, but hardworking, blue-collared men and women. Join me Roger Wakefield on conversations with some of the nation's most successful skilled laborers. This is the Trade Talks. I'm talking to Dustin Stelzer today, electricianu, journey to master, the king of electricians on YouTube, and really a lot of other social platforms too. But it started on YouTube. Where can people find you? And number one, not just where can they find you, where can they communicate with you, with Dustin? Do you have anywhere that you do all by yourself where it's like, look, this is me. We've both got teams. We can never get to all our comments, either one of us. Where can people follow you to learn how to get in the trades, how to be better, how to start their businesses, how to grow their businesses with social media? Where can they connect with you? Where all are you at?
So where can you connect with me is a difficult question because I have people kind of grooming comments and grooming DMs.
You have gatekeepers.
I do. Yeah.
You and me both. I'm sorry,
like
but we got to.
I know.
We got to.
Yeah, because at a certain point, it's like what is a time waster for me and what's of value that's going to help and where can I be of value to help other people? And there's like, I want to integrate an AI into our social media and our whole thing because there's so many people that ask the same questions over and over and over. And it's like, bro, I've made
I've got a video for that.
50 videos on this. Just go watch the channel. But I also understand people just want me to spend some time with them. So it's really just luck of the draw. If I happen to see a comment somewhere and it's meaningful, if I feel like you're asking the same questions over and over and there's a video, I'm probably not going to answer it. You just haven't watched enough content.
Yep.
But if people need help, that's usually, I have people that are looking through all my comments, looking through my DMs, and I'm like, my rule with them is if somebody needs help, like really, really needs help, and you think that we can be of service to them, let me know about it. I don't need to know when somebody's like, hey man, I like the video that you made, cool, that's all great. But if there's really somebody that needs help, wants something that I can be of value to them, that's the stuff that I focus on.
So let me give you a cool trick here, something I've learned along the way. When they make that comment to your people, ask them a question back. I love that you loved our video. What was your favorite part? Because now you get them to come back, and when they come back to comment again, and really this is for everybody, not just Dustin. I love mine and your relationship. When I met you, you were crushing it on YouTube, but you weren't using any of the tools that were there.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it.
I had started out learning all the tools, but I wasn't crushing it yet. I was doing good things, but I was not to the level you were at. One thing I learned along the way, when somebody jumps in and leaves a comment, you never end the conversation. So this is literally for everybody. This is not me telling Dustin. This is taking what I'm hearing and saying, look, let me teach you a trick here. Never end the conversation. If somebody jumps in and they will comment, say, I love your video. Cool, brother. What was your favorite part? Oh my gosh, I loved it when you did this. Now you've got a dialogue going. Now, when the algorithm says, look, Freddie watched Dustin's video and came back 10 different times to watch it again.
And kept commenting and engaging with it. Yeah.
This is a good video. We need to show this to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Man, it's a great way to feed the algorithms, what I call it. But the cool thing is you started with YouTube. I literally walked into a conference. We talked about that in our last interview, where I thought that I was going to learn Facebook better because I'm an old guy at the time, even older now, I get it. But at the time, I'm thinking Facebook is social media. And that's where I learned about YouTube. That's when I get started. And I'm about 2 or 3 years behind you. So you've learned and grown and done a lot of things I've never even done or thought about yet. How has growing on social media, how has growing on YouTube helped Dustin Stelzer?
Well, my target, my trajectory is to own multiple businesses. So I have a parent company and 4 other companies. And my goal is anytime I find a very specific need in our industry, I create a company around it and I partner with somebody that can help me bring an idea to fruition because I'm an ideas guy all day long.
You and me both.
I need like detail-oriented people around me to execute
to fix it,
and I can delegate to, but I am like a solid ideas guy. So it's helped me because now I have an audience to leverage. And when I have an audience, anybody I want to talk to will pick up the phone.
You bet.
They know immediately and they want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is at our level, we're at 500,000 on YouTube, but probably, 1 million over all of our different social.
Oh yeah. I've got 530 or something on YouTube, 580 or something on TikTok.
Right.
I mean, we're approaching.
So it's over 1 million.
Facebook.
People.
Yeah. We're like 125. I mean, and it's growing. We get to watch it every day, which is really, really cool.
But that also just means that your phone's ringing already.
Yeah. Oh.
People just know who you are. They want to work with you. There's not really anywhere you can go where the tool companies and the material companies, like everybody already knows who we are, and they've been hearing about us for years and years and years. And now, so the opportunities that come our way and the ability that I have to leverage myself to create anything, like there's companies right now that I'm talking to that want to build VR environments around me just because they see my value. They see tons of other people building VR, but they're like, it ain't got Dustin in it.
They don't have the reach.
Right.
They don't have the character. The character.
Right.
We're characters. You know that. We're just characters. That's all we are.
But that's it.
You play Dustin, I play Roger, but we play it very well.
And the reason why people follow us is they're in love with us.
You bet.
They could watch any other YouTube channel, but they like the way we talk or whatever, and they kind of feel like they get to know us. Like I watch Gary Vee, and I've been watching Gary Vee since 2008.
Gary Vee is one of the reasons I got started doing what I do.
Me too. It's the only reason I know about the social media stuff and how to do it. But I got to know him, although he has no clue who I am, you know. But you get drawn to certain people, and over time you get so much value from them that you start to build this respect for them or this, you know, kind of love for them. So I always say people fall in love with you. So if you're going to build a following, like you got to put all of yourself out there. I mean, I talk about my kid, I talk about my ex-wife, I talk about struggling, going to jail several times. Like I put my entire life out on the internet. So people really connect with me, and they're like, you're authentic. And I love that you're truthful and that you're just no BS. And so I think for me, at least, that I just know that has worked for me, is just being brutally honest about everything and putting my entire self out there. Now, I will say, you probably know this as well, putting so much of yourself out there, there's really no backing away from that.
Oh, no.
You can become infamous, but you can never become, or you can become unfamous, but you can never become infamous. So once you do, like this whole becoming an influencer thing, it's a lot of work all day, every day. And there's a lot of pressure to being known and the content you're putting out there, making sure that it's accurate. And if it's not, or whatever, you know, there's just a lot of weight to what we do. But there's a lot of benefit too. So if you can rise to that occasion, it can change your life.
You know, and it's funny, there's a lot of things I do in video, and I've never told anybody this. There's a lot of times I'll mess stuff up on purpose. Mm-hmm. I'll do something wrong. I'll turn my pliers the wrong way. I'll do
just
something.
To see if they catch it. Yeah.
Oh no, not to see. I already know.
Yeah.
They're gonna wear me out.
Yeah.
They're gonna ring me. But I'm going to get 10 times more engagement on that video than I do on anything else.
Yeah.
And I could say, look, man, I'm doing everything right. Y'all please just give me a thumbs up, and be like, yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. I turn those pliers around the wrong way and start twisting the nut. I will get 1,000 comments saying, dude, you have no idea what you're doing. You're the dumbest plumber I've ever met.
You should quit. You kill yourself.
I would fire you immediately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You should blow your brains out tonight.
Yep. That's another thing. So let's talk about that real quick.
Oh, jump in.
The hateful people.
Oh, they're out there, brother.
At first, when I first started this, I was getting like 97% positive comments for probably the first year. Everybody just loved everything. But then every once in a while, you would just get this one person, and they would cut down my kid. They'd call my wife fat, like just as,
right.
like,
wait,
you know.
You've never seen her. But you already know that?
Oh, no, I did an episode with my wife on
a
couple running in a small electrical contracting company, and they were just like, she's a fat pig, she's blah, 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 blah. And she wasn't. She was,
right.
You know, but it was just like, whoa, these people are just hateful people. And it doesn't matter what they're saying. They just want to spew hate. So you got to realize, too, being an influencer, like there's a lot of people that just want to tear you down and make you feel small, so it makes them feel big. They don't know how to feel big, and in some area, some aspect of their life, they feel insecure about something. And seeing you succeed and kill it, they
wears them out.
Hate it. And so they're just looking for anything to rip you apart. I have somebody that goes to every video of mine, and he's the first person, thumbs down on every single one of my videos, doesn't matter. And I only have like one thumbs down on every video.
Here's the cool thing.
But I don't care.
It's engagement.
I know.
That's all YouTube
You're helping
sees.
me make money, bro.
You somebody engaged.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't care if it's thumbs up or thumb down. They're not looking at that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he got engagement. So thank you for the thumbs down. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I've got people like that are literally like, they jump in every video, and look, guys, it's social media. There's ways to find out who it is, where they're located, where they work. And I have started just turn the tides around and say, look, I'm going to leash my audience on you. Hey, there's a guy that works here. I want everybody to call up and give a negative review. I want everybody to go on and give a 1-star review of this company and say, because of Dustin, I will never come back here. Dustin did this to my wife, my girlfriend, whatever. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to be that person.
No, man.
It's not me. And I don't want to spend any time doing negative things like that. I may feel like that in the beginning, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you're helping me, whether you know it or not.
Well, and you're giving them attention for bad behavior. It's like training a dog. If you have a dog that you reward with extra attention for bad behavior, they're still going to continue the bad behavior. So I don't give any light to people that are shitty humans.
I normally go in and leave a comment. What I'm trying to do is make the world a better place. I make videos to help people. What are you doing besides hate? If you're enjoying the Trade Talks, hit that subscribe or follow button, which helps us produce this awesome blue-collar content absolutely free. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah.
And I'll leave a comment like that. Normally, they never, ever reply.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, because they realize, like...
Right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do good. Right. You're trying to do bad. Who won here?
Yeah.
Say everything you want. It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
I tell people I got broad shoulders and a big butt. I can handle anything. You want to tell me I'm horrible? Great.
Cool.
I get
keep pumping these videos
I get a million messages a day saying, dude, you helped me because.
Right. 90.
You got me in the trades. You got me into this. You got me into this.
Yeah.
And you make me a better person. Where do you get your most engagement? Is it through YouTube? Because you're on.
No, it's anywhere I put a controversial opinion.
Isn't controversial amazing?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sorry,
there might have been a margarita involved earlier.
Some tequila.
Isn't it amazing? I know.
No, anywhere I put anything controversial. So my video editors and I have a very good understanding of controversy. And so when we'll decide to keep things in a video, or we'll title something this or this, are you a good electrician or bad or whatever, you know, and it's immediately like everybody's going to watch it and they're being like, you're terrible. You don't know what you're talking about. So just getting people to feed in a frenzy on a video, good or bad, I don't give a shit what it is.
You bet.
Just,
it works.
They're chewing on it. Like, that's my goal with it. So it really doesn't matter, but the controversial thing is really great. So a lot of times we'll do verticals on, do you use wire nuts or Wagos? And Wagos are like little stab-in connectors that we use in the electrical field. And so anytime you stab something in, there's a lot of historical materials that have failed because there's not a good solid connection.
Right.
So we will twist our wires together and put a wire nut on it. Some electricians don't do the twist. They just take 2 wires, put the wire nut on. And they live and die on that hill every day.
And that's the way I was taught.
Yeah.
You don't twist it first. No. You let the wire nut twist it because it'll twist it. And then when you can't turn it anymore,
the thing falls apart. And if you got like 7 wires and you take it off, it's all going to fall apart in your face.
Oh, I didn't even know you could put 7 wires in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but so there's hills people are willing to die on. So if you can take 2 really
opposing
strong opinions and just smash them together, you don't even have to give your opinion. You could say both opinions, but everybody in the comments is going to start saying their opinion. And it's just going to be dominoes. But I love stuff like that.
I love that. So how long have you been in the trades?
17 years.
17 years.
Well, in the electrical trade. Yeah.
Right.
So
what'd you do before that?
So I did general construction. I worked for a construction company out in Arizona we were doing fab construction for Intel. So like they make a huge wafer, and each wafer is like $4 billion or something, and they cut those circular wafers into chips. Those chips go into processors. So
Texas Instruments does the same thing. I worked out there for years.
Okay. So like bunny suits, no dust particles. You have to clean
everything. I worked in the sub-fab, the Murphy system, which is the distribution. So very
so
familiar
I did a lot of that.
All.
It was just general construction, building floors, building walls, partitioning new spaces, like just kind of general construction. And then I got into electrical when I moved to Austin.
Cool. Yeah. So people look at you and I and say,
damn, they're handsome.
I know. That old guy's good looking. The other one we're not real sure about. Yeah. But they do. They look at you and I, and people tell me all the time, look, I can never grow to be as big as you are. And I'm like, okay, number one, don't ever convince your mind of anything like that.
Yeah, because it's true once you say it.
It is. You put it out there, you manifest it, whatever you want to call it. You start telling yourself, I can never be as big as him. Now, when I started YouTube, and found out about tools and started looking at other channels that were much, much, much bigger than me, I'm like, man, I don't know how I'll ever catch him. Somehow I figured out a way. What do you tell young kids now? They're like, look, I'm an electrician. I want to start a YouTube channel. I'm trying to go a business. What do you tell them?
Consistency over time. That's it. Greatness. We have this really skewed view of what greatness is. And we will observe a band playing a concert and we're like, oh, that's great. Or we'll see Michael Jordan dunk something or Kobe dunk. And it's like, oh, he's great. That's not what's great. It's the 40,000 hours of doing that dunk over and over and over and over and never taking a day off. And while his friends go to the bar, he's in the gym.
Yep.
He's lifting weights. He's not screwing around with his life. He's taking his craft seriously and banging on it every day. That consistency, consistent execution over time equals greatness. That's what I think. And so if you want to do anything, as long as you continue to do it every single day and don't give up and just keep going, you're going to have a following. You're going to get there. Because you might get one follower a day, but in 1,000 days, that's 1,000 followers. Even if you didn't grow at a great exponential rate,
you bet.
That's 1,000 people. That's like a high school stadium worth of people that follow what you say and cling on what you say.
And if you've got 1,000 followers, you've probably got about 10,000 views.
Oh, more than that. I would imagine more than that.
You know, I'm just ballparking here.
Yeah.
But think about it. That's 10,000 people taking the time to watch a video you made. Exactly.
Yeah. It might not be Mr. Beast, 100 million of anything, billions of anything, but
you bet.
Dude, he's been doing this for a long time, a long time. And that's the thing is, like my son right now, he's a YouTube creator and he's doing TikTok and he's doing all of it. TikTok, I think he's got like 15, 16,000 followers.
So what's his channel real quick before you move
Alka,
on?
R6.
ALKA.
Yeah, ALKA. Okay. If you look up Alka, he's a redheaded kid that talks about Rainbow Six Siege content. So he's been probably for the last year and a half every day consistent. And he started making content, but he didn't really know what he was doing. You know, he was like everybody when we first started.
Did you know what you were doing when you started?
No. When I first started, it was like, I'll put a video out here. 3 weeks later, I'll put another video here. Now it's all day, every day, multiple pieces a day, very, very consistent times, what time everything posts.
Yep.
But it was the same thing with him. You know, I would tell him, like, look, man, for you to actually gain traction here, you need to be known for a thing. And you need to be consistently known. People need to be able to rely on your consistency. Like, if I knew Game of Thrones was coming out, and then just 1 week they just decided, like, we're not going to post this week, you know how pissed off the entire audience would be? They rely on you and your consistency if they're going to trust you as a brand. And so even his banner right now is just some silly picture of him with like glasses on or something. Like, man, you need to put a banner up that's got a good logo and a good, you know, people need to stick to you. You need to be sticky and they need to trust you as a professional entity so that they can rely on you and know that you're the place to come for this information. So there's a lot of things. There's a million things, right? When you first start making content, I think the first thing I would tell people is just start making stuff and just keep making stuff. Find a consistent schedule that you can stick to. If you're working 3 full-time jobs, it's going to be pretty hard for you to stick to anything. Mm-hmm. But whatever you do it every single time and don't stop. And then as you grow, you can kind of figure out what's working and what's not, right?
So you and I both started doing YouTube to make the phone ring at our companies. You're an electrician, I'm a plumber.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, well, it did for me. It's really funny because the more videos I made, but we were consistent from day one. We started doing 3 videos a week from day one. I mean, I walked out of a conference March the 2nd, 2018. The first week of April, we started putting up 3 videos a week every week. Year or 2 later, 2 or 3 years later, we started doing a live stream every week. So literally, we were posting 4 times a week, 3 recorded videos and 1 live stream. Then we got asked by LinkedIn to start live streaming there. So we were doing that twice a week. So since 2018, I've been making sure I'm putting stuff out consistently. I'm always trying to increase the value. How do I get 1% better at something every time we do it?
Yeah. 1% is not that much, but
it makes
a difference over time.
You bet. Over years, 300%.
Yeah.
300% better over 1 year. But here's my thing is, I started to grow my company. You started to grow your company. My company grew. I ended up selling it a year and a half ago. Now I do social media all the time. Sponsors, brand deals. I mean, you name it. We found a way to make it work and do it really, really well. What would you tell somebody that owns a company right now that is having a problem making the phone ring? How would you tell them to start? The way you and I did, do something different? What would you say about that?
I would say in today's age, if you're having difficulty with the phones ringing, you're not trying enough things. There's so many opportunities out there right now that specifically can make the phone rings. There's so many videos you can make. There's so many things that you can do to capture people's attention. Like you were telling me, the way that you would walk into a realtor's office, you would just go for every realtor, you'd walk in and introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm a plumber. There ain't plumbers out there doing that. You're the only plumber, and those people need plumbers. So, I mean, you got to get off the couch. You know, you can't throw a Craigslist ad out there.
David Goggins. I'm sitting here watching Netflix and eating donuts.
Yeah.
No, dude, you got to get up to do something.
You got to all day, every day be putting your face in front of other faces, and you got to put your best version of yourself on so you're enjoyable, people like you. But it's the same thing for making content. You know, you got to be at your best and pushing yourself out there and be a likable person. And that's really all it takes, because I think most plumbers, most electricians people meet, they're not dressed well. They're not charismatic. They're not funny. They're not.
They don't smell good.
Yeah. Plumbers especially. Jesus.
Watch it.
But no, I mean, if you just, I don't know, present yourself and put yourself out there and like really network with people and put yourself out online everywhere that you can. Put yourself in person with people everywhere that you can. Go to networking groups. Stop in into, contractors or just general contractors. Stop in and say, hey, I don't mean to disturb you, but I'm a plumber, and I'm the best plumber you're ever going to meet in your life. And I just want to throw my card out there if you guys ever need a plumber.
Yeah, I love that. You mentioned something last time we did a podcast about the way you treat people, treating them with respect right from the get-go. Mm-hmm. And I started doing this networking, and it's something, I studied under Darrell Eves, Jeremy Vest, Brendan Burchard, a lot of big people. But in Brendan Burchard, one thing he talks about, he says, when I look at people, he said, I look at their forehead and pretend that they have see me, hear me, acknowledge me, and love me written on it. And I mean, think about that. If we treat people like that every day, hey, how are you doing? Listen to what they say. Stop and listen.
Actually care.
You bet. Actually care. Put your heart in it. I spoke in front of one of the big real estate agents in Dallas, one of the senior brokers. His dad was speaking after me. And when I finished, I said, look, you can go, you can leave. I said, no, you got somebody else speaking. I want to hang around. And his dad gets up. One of the first things he says, and he's talking to new real estate agents, and he says, fall in love with your customers. You'll always do the right thing. Always.
Yeah.
And man, I took that to heart. I'm like, oh my God, I want to feel that. I want to believe that.
Like pretend it's your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretend it's your mother, your grandmother. You're always going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I've been saying for a long time, you've heard of the saying, and this is why I do what I do on social media. You've heard of the saying, know, like, and trust. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And I've kind of expanded that. I've kind of built on it. I say people buy from people they know, love, trust, and they're connected to. What do you think it is you and I do on social media that so many people don't do?
We're dashingly handsome.
Well, I am. I'm not sure about you. But we connect with people on a whole different level.
Yeah, I think we have kind of a unique boldness in our personality. I think what I hear from people is most people are just kind of this plain, mundane version of themselves. They don't really turn up their energy. And I think you and I are really good. Like, I know you when we're riding in a car. and I know you when you're in front of a camera, and you're the same person. But when
the
we're
energy
both,
level is different.
Yeah, when we're both on a camera, we turn up a little bit. We get a little bit more laughy, a little bit
because we know
more
the camera's going to suck it right out of us too. It does,
and I don't know that it's something we do necessarily on purpose. It's just when a camera comes on, I come alive.
I know.
Yeah, it's just my zone.
I can be sitting here like this, like, oh my God, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm more
and then turn the camera.
Wait, the camera's on.
You're like, oh,
hey,
let's go. What's going on today?
I mean, think about it. It's yesterday morning. I'm in New York City. I woke up at 4:30 in New York City, which is 3:30 in Dallas time. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't go to sleep till 10 o'clock. You know, I got to New York late, had to find a good steakhouse, go and enjoy dinner. There may have been a little bit of bourbon involved. Mm-hmm. There was definitely a freaking prime rib this thick.
Yeah, the picture
with a
of that
bone in it.
That was like
oh
at
my
least
God.
That was a shot glass thick size steak or more.
It was 2 to 3 inches.
Anyways, yes.
You know, I was like, and look, I'm from Texas. I eat red meat daily, and I could not eat all this, and I wanted to so bad. But I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. By the time I get down to the show, it's 8 o'clock. By the time they call me back, well, I get down the show a little early. They call me back at 7:55. At 8 o'clock, we're in the orange room watching. And at 8:10, they call us out, and they're like, Roger, you're going on first. Boom, 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 and get us out. And I mean, somewhere along the way, I'm like, God, man, I've been up for 4 hours. I'm tired. And they're like, here we go. And it's like,
3, 2, 1. Lit.
I know. It's like the fuse is lit. Y'all ready? Let's take off.
Yeah.
And you've got to do that on social media. You've got to be able to step in front of that camera. Like, you're not going to be full of energy every day. You're going to have days, and you shoot a lot more video than me. And I say that. I've got a list in there in the studio of 280 videos we've got to shoot in like the next 3 months. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are 5-minute, 10-minute videos, nothing major, but still 280 videos. Do the math. It takes a little while. And we're like, how can we come in every morning? Because I do my best work in the morning. Let me jump in. Y'all have the studio ready at 8 o'clock. If I can jump in for 2 or 3 hours, I can knock out 15, 20 videos. Boom, we're off to a good start. But we build communities. We build relationships. We build engagement. Mm-hmm. How has that helped you?
It's changed my life, man, in every way. It's given me a greater sense of purpose. You know, the people that follow me and cling to me religiously, I feel a responsibility to make sure that they're fine, that they're set, you know, like I want to build opportunity and give opportunity to people. And so if I'm going to be putting out all these words in space, I have a responsibility to make sure that the words that I'm putting out are actually of value and of purpose. So it's kind of changed what I think my life is to other people and what it is to myself and what my burden, my responsibility is in this world, what my general purpose is. It's like I'm living my dream life right now. I literally wake up and decide what I want to do with my day, and the money just comes in. And that's such a strong benefit that I can't live a single day unappreciative of that fact, because I live a life that nobody else can fathom.
Oh, I can understand you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because here's what's neat. The way you said it, I tell people all the time, I'm living the most amazing life I could have ever imagined for me.
I can't complain about that. I can't squander that.
Not at all.
So I owe people that follow me and hang on my words and do the things I say and buy the things I say to really show up for that. And to if they're going to join a community, if they're going to spend money on me and join my membership and trust me, I need to show up for them. And so I don't know, it's just changed my perspective on everything. It's changed my ability to understand business, because now opportunity just falls from the sky. Every day there's new people that want to work with me, that's coming my direction every way. If I want to work with somebody, I can just call them. They pick up the phone. It's always a yes.
That part is so cool.
If it's a no, it's just because we're too expensive, but not because they don't want to work with us.
Right.
You know, like really,
we're not in everybody's budget.
Yeah,
we can't be.
No, but the benefit is I can say, hey, if somebody's like, well, who are you? Here's a little link. You can see my link tree of everything we do, or just go to
here's my sizzle
channel.
reel.
Yeah, here's my sizzle reel. Right. No, but we have something. Yeah. We have built something huge that has a lot of people and an audience is something you can really leverage. And if you have a close enough connection with your audience that they'll actually move when you say move, that's powerful, you know? So there's a lot of responsibility to have with that.
So did you ever think as an electrician, because me as a plumber, even starting YouTube, I never thought about sponsors. I never knew you could make money in social media. It's like, I'm doing this to make my phone ring.
Yeah.
And I remember being at an event here in Dallas. I was sitting at a table with a lady who I'd heard speak at a conference, and she said her and her 5 sisters each make $1 million a year on social media.
Yeah, you told me that, and that blew my mind. Okay. I was like, what, dude?
I know. And think about this. Think about this.
Year?
If y'all have never seen Six Sisters stuff, go check them out. Kristen Hills is a rock star. Love her to death. She helped open my eyes. And when I heard her speak on stage, she was so legit, so real. She walked on stage. She says, look, I love what all these other people are saying and talking about how to do this and how to do this, and I love it. But I'm on social media to make money. Mm-hmm. It's a job. Me and my 5 sisters, legit sisters, blood sisters, not married in, not adopted, blood sisters, we each make over $1 million a year doing what we do. This was 5 years ago. Don't even know what you make now, Kristen Hills, but God bless you. You're amazing. Thank you for getting me to open my mind and set where I'm at today. But I'm sitting at a table, at a speaker's table, and I told her earlier that day, I'm talking with Jace Bennett, a friend of mine. And she says, can I sit with y'all? I want to hear what y'all are talking about because I have a product I wanted to develop. And he's the guy who develops products. Mm-hmm. Product is the company. You've ever got anything you want to develop yourself, this guy can help you. And we're talking, and I just hired Shab, my manager. And I told him, I said, I hired a manager because I have people reaching out to me about doing TV, and they want me to be on a TV show and stuff like that. And I look over at him, and he's shaking his head no. And I said, what do you mean no? He said, Roger, I've got friends that have their own TV shows, and they make $300,000 or $400,000 a year. I'm like, dude, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
$300,000 or $400,000 a year, that's good money. Mm-hmm. And he just started laughing, and he looks at me, he says, Roger, you're going to be making $300,000 or $400,000 a month on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, you're nuts. And he looks at me and he looks around the room that we're in, and don't get me wrong, there are some big people in this room. And he said, Roger, you have no idea how many people in this room make $1 million a month. And I'm like, wait, what? $1 million
a month.
I know. Now, we're not going to do that as plumbers, electricians.
No, we have to have a much larger
you bet.
thing.
You bet. Now we could do that, but we need to be doing $60 million a year. Okay? Just quick plumber math in my head. I know that you can get your profit margin to about 20%.
$1 million a month is $365 million a year.
To clear $1 million a month.
Oh.
To clear. I'm thinking to walk away with $1 million a month, you should be making 20% profit margin. Okay?
Yeah.
So 20%, so that's $5 million a month you're doing in sales, mm-hmm. times 12 months, $600 million.
Yeah.
Okay?
You said
60 million. 60 million times 20%, it's 12 million.
Wouldn't that be 600 million? Mm-hmm. If you were to make $1 million a month for per month, not per day.
Yes.
God, I'm an idiot.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. No, you're good.
You're right.
It's just,
I was thinking 365 because
remember, I told y'all earlier, you got to be smarter to be a plumber than an electrician. Yeah, all right. But we help each other. Did you see the way we talk through that? Love this guy. So we're good. No, but I mean, seriously, that's a big plumbing company, a big electrical company, either way.
Yeah.
I laughed. I'm like, $1 million a month? There's no way. Mm-hmm. Okay. My mind was not ready to hear that. Are you going to get to the point you make $1 million a month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
We're both on that path.
Yeah.
But it's because of what we learned during social media by helping other people.
Well, and now because of the opportunities that I've gotten from people and the numbers I've thrown out, and companies have just been like, okay, here you go. Like I remember the first deal I ever got was $120,000 for a year, and it was only one sponsor. And I'm like, 120,000, I made it. I'm rich.
You bet.
And then I was like, whoa, this is
goes away quick.
Yeah. I was like, spent it all very quickly.
My first sponsorship deal was almost $500,000. I asked for 720,000.
Yeah. See, I wasn't even asking for.
Oh yeah.
Like I learned that from you. Really, I learned the art of asking big numbers and how to break down all of our sponsorships and everything like that. But I mean, now $100,000 like doesn't even get me out of bed. You know, I have staff to pay. I have
that's my smallest sponsorship.
Yeah.
I don't. To be honest, I don't even really. People ask me all the time, "What kind of budgets do you work with?" I tell them I do $200,000 packages up to $1 million. We can go higher. It's kind of hard to come any lower. My reason is I don't want to just do a one-time video.
Yeah. I want a relationship over time with the brand.
Because if I do a one-time video, you're going to say that video only got this many views. We didn't get many clicks off of it. Okay, we didn't build a relationship. I talked about a product. That was it, one time.
Yeah.
Now, that first sponsorship agreement I have, we still have it. We've done it year after year after year. So there's mucho value there. And we're always looking at what can we do to improve what we supply for that. How can I make this relationship better? But I'm like you too. I get people reach out every day or just make an appointment and come in, which we talked about that earlier too. We try not to do. I just walk in my office.
Yeah,
I don't have time for that. I don't mean about. Yeah, it does not say Roger Wakefield anywhere on this building. But there are a lot of sponsors that they're like, hey, look, we're in the area. We want to run by. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do stuff like that every now and then. We both have gatekeepers. It's kind of hard to get to either one of us, which
it needs to be.
I used to hate that, but it does. It needs to be like that. If not, we could answer 1 million phone calls a day, and helping one person at a time, and we'd never get anything done. If you're enjoying the Trade Talks, hit that subscribe or follow button, which helps us produce this awesome blue-collar content absolutely free. And now, back to the episode. If you could go back and start social media all over right now, what would you do different?
I would focus on short-term content or short-form content heavily.
But when you got started, even when I got started, short form was not even a thing. Yeah. It was Vine was out, the 6-second video. So the shortest form. But I think you and I have both been good when TikTok came around. We kind of got on it.
Just shifted to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't even want YouTube.
To.
That was all there was.
Right.
Is like there was everybody posting stuff on Instagram, which was just pictures. And then there was, if you had the onus, the gusto to actually put video of yourself for any certain amount of time.
You bet.
Because on YouTube, it has to be of value or nobody's going to follow you. So it's got to be good. And so I think the YouTube thing was where it hit. But I would say my consistency is the one thing that I've probably beaten myself up about. I would have 1 million followers by now if I hadn't gone through times where I, slowed down the content or got a divorce and took 6 months off because my head was in a crazy place.
It happens.
But if I could have just maintained consistency from the beginning, I'd be so much bigger than I am right now. So that's probably the only thing that I would change. Maybe learning tools and taking courses, taking classes, going to Daryl Eves, stuff like that, where I'm learning from people that have millions of followers, paying to take their courses. That's another thing. A lot of people undervalue courses from professionals that know what they're talking about.
And now we're both selling courses.
Yeah.
And I was different from you because I bought everybody's courses. I got into it, went through it. And I'm this guy, if I can learn one or two things, if I can get into your course and I can learn how to grow my channel by watching this analytic and this analytic, I'm good. I learned something.
Yeah.
I can watch these. I can tweak these, learn what to shift and adjust by watching those. I do. I love that.
Well, the great thing about a course is it's like instead of watching one YouTube video, you get something that's tailored for the exact reason you need to learn something.
Yes.
And it's dense, multiple videos over time, best top secret information. It's so incredibly dense that you're going to walk away with 50 different things. If you're going to take notes, you're going to take so much away. You can't watch one YouTube video or subscribe to somebody and watch a bunch of their stuff and get that much information and that much value. Well,
it's funny. I've been doing this 5 years. You've been doing this, 7 years, 8 years?
7. Yeah, 7.
Something like that. So I'm headed to Utah end of April.
Me
so,
too. What are you going for?
Daryl Eves, Mastermind. I'm going to fly down to Salt Lake on the 26th, the 27th and 28th. I'm in Cedar City with some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And then the 30th, I guess, or the 28th, that last night, me and Randy will drive back up to Salt Lake City, and then we fly home that Saturday morning, I guess. Okay. So there'll be no YouTube live stream that day, but people laugh at me because now I speak at social media conferences, how to do social media, how to do YouTube, how to do what I do. And I think what I do better than anybody else is make money on it. I've learned how to monetize, sponsors, brand deals, whatever it is. We've learned that very well. But I still learn. And when I go to these conferences, I still sit on the front row. I want to take notes. I want to, if I'm here and I have the ability to learn. Well, no, even now I'm getting paid to go.
Yeah, true.
But I'm like, I'm still here taking notes. And people come and like, dude, you could teach this course.
Yeah, but there's certain things you miss out on. People just
but if I can learn one thing, to make my team's life easier, my life easier, whatever it is, I think about editing while I'm shooting. If I mess up and pause, I pause for a second. That way they can go and find all the flat lines, delete the flat lines, make this go away. I learn something all the time, and it's like, okay, what can I do to do better? But now going to these conferences and buying courses that people talk about, now you and I are developing courses because we found a way we can help other people get in the trades and go through the journey faster. You and I have learned a lot from getting in the trades, becoming the best tradesman, starting our own business. So we're both teaching courses, and look, I believe in courses. That's why I invest in them. Mm-hmm. If I can learn to do YouTube faster by learning from good YouTubers, I mean, my coach, Daryl Eves, also coaches Mr. Beast, okay? One of the biggest YouTubers in the world. He also coaches Matt's Off-Road, who just started doing stuff, shared that with you yesterday. And he's grown rapidly. So I'm finding a way to do courses better, put it in front of people to where they can learn and grow. If you and I can help people get in the trades, get to becoming a great tradesman faster, start their own business faster, whatever it is, the value of that is just exponential.
Yeah, why wouldn't you pay $3,000 to secure a $3 million business? Like, it's silly to not soak up, and people looking like $3,000, your course is $3,000. It's like, yeah, man, that's like a month of income for you to learn the rest of your life, having all of this crazy stuff that's going to take you 10 years to learn on your own. We're literally dropping everything for you.
And in a month of income, that's a low income.
Yeah.
Really, it's really like 2 weeks of income.
Startup company.
You bet. But even a startup company, my first full year in business, we did $1 million in revenue. That means I should have made $200,000 clear profit plus the $100 I was paying me. I mean, that's $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
$3,000 ain't.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Anything.
No.
And, I look at it when I teach people to get in the trades. I look at in an 8-hour day, they should make about $20 an hour, $160 a day. I'm worth 1 day's pay a month to get my training, to get my coaching, my consulting, be in my live stream, mentoring.
Yeah, I'm worth you taking off work for a day, and giving me that money
because I'm going to teach you to make more money,
life, bro.
Yeah. And then to become a better tradesman, I look at a tradesman. If you're a good tradesman, what do the best tradesmen in your area make? $40 an hour.
Well, it depends what their license. Yeah, for a journeyman,
35, $40
about
somewhere around
$40 an hour
okay.
for masters.
So you say, okay, that's $320 a day. Mm-hmm. Pay me $197. Pay me $197 a month.
Yeah, give me a day a month.
Or $297 a month, I guess is what it is. Pay me a day's pay. You're going to get access to my videos. You're going to get access to me mentoring you, jumping in, coaching you, live streaming, where you've got to submit questions. You've got the opportunity to submit questions. Hey, Dustin, how do I sell a new panel to a customer? How do I let them know, look, you really need this? How do I do this? Well, you know what? You walk in and look, number one, do they really need a new panel?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to sell them a new panel?
Yeah.
Because if you can tell me why, you should be able to tell them why. Mm-hmm. Whole house water filtration systems. We've talked about this for plumbers. And I think every plumbing company in the world should be selling whole house water filtration. They should be doing leak detection. If they're an HVAC company, they should be doing indoor air quality tests, selling air purifiers, air filters, whatever it is. Electricians, y'all's world is fixing to explode.
Oh yeah, we got home automation, solar.
Automation's coming, solar, everything is either here or coming quickly. The ones who jump out in front and say, I want to learn this better than anybody else, they're going to own the world.
Yeah.
Your $100 million a year company is going to be like, oh, dude, that we did that in 6 months. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about companies like that? What do they do to look at what's coming and get ahead of the world?
I think it's the people that are actually going to trade shows. They're going to CES and KBIS, and they're people that are on the forefront of what new technology is coming out there, because they have the best resources to teach all the rest of us what should be done in an area. They're the ones that once they start selling these things, the supply houses start to look at like, oh, whoa, wait, maybe we need to get that in our supply house. So now supply houses are watching what you're doing, and they're starting to mirror because you're doing something different. So people that are at the cutting edge tend to change the entire industry, you know, and if you're constantly aware of what the new stuff is that's coming out there and watching trends and trying to jump in and learn as much as you can, like you're always going to be at that cutting edge, and you're always going to be the one making the money first. So you get to set the prices, you get to dictate all of it. Yeah. But if you're a follower and all you're doing is always just waiting at the last second and kind of doing what everybody else is doing, you're just never going to earn as much. You're not pushing the envelope. You're kind of just like stuck in that little corner of the envelope that you can't get with your finger, you know?
And I love that part. If you're the one out front, if you're the one doing everything else faster and sooner than everybody else, and you're setting the pricing for it, a lot of other people, when they get in it, they're like, dude, I can never charge that much for that. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah. I will.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it because, look, it pays off. It's worth it. And if you can show somebody the value of it, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So, new companies, getting into new things is a great way to do it. Based on you and I, my question, which I already know the answer to, would you make videos about it and show people why you do this and why it's beneficial for them?
Oh, yeah, this whole $100 million electrical contracting company, like documenting from the beginning to the end when I finally hit it. Like, that's everything, because I want the value along the way. A, I want people on my team, you know, excited about it.
Bought in.
B, I want people to buy in and literally be a part of the company and try to help grow it. But C, I just want to show people by the end, like, look what I was able to do. And all I did was had an idea and I executed. I put my feet where I said I was going to put them, and I followed
right in the middle of the fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I went through all the mistakes and I went through all the problems, and I just kept moving. You know, I want people to see that behavior and understand, like, okay, I can't just be sitting here watching Netflix and watching 30 episodes of Lost. Like,
watching Netflix and chilling ain't getting it done.
No.
Gets a lot of things done, but it ain't helping your business.
No.
Yes.
So I think there's just personality traits. That's another thing. You know, at the beginning of this, you were talking about kind of what's different about you and I and why we have a following. And I think we have maybe a psychotic level of commitment to the things we say we're going to do. And we have ideas, and we push ourselves
to the limit,
harder than anyone else does. We are work nonstop. You know, I have a work ethic that I don't meet other people that ever have.
I know.
I do. There's a female electrician, Leah Lamella, that check out her podcast, by the way. She's great.
What is her podcast?
It's Sparky Life of Leah.
Okay. So and she's actually coming to work with you.
Well, we're working out the details. Yeah,
Maybe.
We're talking about doing a co-hosted podcast. So male, female, electrical industry. I think that's a super healthy thing. But,
love it.
Yeah. So anyways, but there's just certain people like that. My business partner, Brett, my producer, Drake, they're like, I don't meet people often that have that insanity, that like dedication to what they're doing, and that just push through every single thing. I think most people in general are kind of lazy, and they just want stuff handed to them. So I think doing what we do, the thing that sets us apart is we are like workhorses, man. We're bulls. We charge in and we just keep going. And I think it takes that for you to really build something great over a long enough time.
Yeah, I like the way you put that, because I've had people before here that, man, whenever we hit big goals, hey, we hit 50,000 subs. They're like, whew.
Yeah, relax. Like,
no. I'm like, no.
Start going faster.
Yeah. If we can hit 50, we can hit 500. If we hit 50, we can hit 5 million. Come on, let's go. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for me because I'm constantly looking at what's next.
Yeah.
I'm like you, multiple businesses, trying to help other trades. We're a social media marketing company.
We're a media company. Yeah, that's all we do.
It's what we do. I literally don't have a lot to do with the plumbing company anymore. I know what's going on, know what jobs we're doing, who we're bringing in, who we're not bringing in, why we're doing what we're doing. But my main thing is social media. I still make the phone ring. I still do videos talking about Texas Green Plumbing, Rescue, everything we're doing. But I'm also doing the podcast because I want to bring people into the trades. I want people to understand right now is the best time ever to get in the trades. And with the right education, people like you, people like me that are teaching them the right things, they can get in and do really, really well.
Yeah.
They can make, and this is the hard thing that they have a problem with, they can get in and make as much money as they want to make. It's up to them.
Yeah.
They can be the next $100 million company owner.
Yeah. Or they can be the next failure after 2 years.
You bet. Or they can be just the next electrician or plumber every day for the rest of their life. That's all right. There's a lot of people do that. There's a good living in that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of plumbers that have plumbed every day of their life. They make a good living.
Yeah.
They never went to the great level, but they didn't want to. Like,
yeah, but $30 an hour is still like a decent, pays all your bills, keeps, maybe you have a motorcycle, little toys here and there, like your kids are taken care of. Yeah. And a lot of people just want that, and that's okay. As a business owner, I had to realize at a certain point, most of the people that are going to work for you are those people. Mm-hmm. And you can't expect anybody to care like you care because you're getting all the money. They're not. They're getting the hourly wage. They're never going to care like you care. Mm-hmm. So it's wrong of you to assume that they're going to. It's rare. Every once in a while, you'll find that super hard charger that wants more money and is always pushing themselves. And they
give them a way to make it.
Yeah, and they value themselves. So it's like, yeah, I'll pay you more. Okay. Yeah, you're changing everything. And like those are the kind of people I really want to lift up, but those are rare. So you just got to be okay with people just wanting to be okay. And that was hard for me because I kind of demand excellence out of people and maybe unfairly, but if I have it and I want to work with people that have it, I don't want to work with anybody that doesn't have it.
No, I love that. I love that a lot. You got into social media 9 years ago. It's changed a lot.
Continually.
And it changes every day.
Cancel culture.
In the last year, it's changed a lot. And I asked you a different question in our last interview. If you could go back to young Dustin, the day that he walked into the electrical company the first time and could tell him some advice, based on what I know now, here's what I want you to know. If you could go back not so long ago to the day you started doing social media, what would you tell yourself based on what you know now? What would you tell Dustin that's getting ready to shoot his first YouTube video, build his first channel, put it together, whatever it is? What would you tell him based on what you know today?
I would say record far more of them than you are going to do and put them out on a schedule and stick to that schedule. Because at first it was like one video, I'd get this idea every once in a while. I wasn't taking it serious. I would say, if you're going to do this, record them. It doesn't matter about the quality. You can pull your phone out. It could be you like looking trashy and terrible. Actually, the content that does the best from us is the least produced. When we put together a Hollywood cinematography, graphics, everything, it's the least amount of views.
And we've both learned how to do that.
Yeah.
We can do some pretty cool stuff.
Like documentary Netflix level stuff. Yep. Nobody watches it.
Yep.
It's the deep in the holes, trenches, getting on a plane, talking about life, whatever. Like the people love that kind of stuff. So the quality doesn't matter at first. At first, you just need to be consistent, and you actually need to be saying something. Like, it's
Say
different.
something of value.
Yes. It's not just, hey guys, today I'm working on a panel. Isn't this cool? All right, bye. Like,
sticking the wire in, tighten it up. There you go.
Yeah, but there are some people that are like lifestyle vloggers. They're never going to be very big. They might get like 30,000 subs over 10 years because they're not making an impact, and they're not making people want to lean next to them and show their buddies.
Right.
That's the thing. When you have either you're helping somebody with a problem, you're teaching them something, or you have an extreme entertainment value, nobody's going to lean over in the right seat and be like, hey man, you got to check this out. Hey, share this. Hey, you should send this to so-and-so. The share factor
is huge,
is value that you're giving.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're going to grow big.
I love that. So you're moving from Austin for a little bit, headed up to Boston.
I don't even know.
I know, outside of Boston, from Austin to Boston. See, there's your video
my name's
right
Dustin.
There you go. There you go. Number one, man, it's good to have you in here. This has been great. I love the fact that you're in Texas, Austin, my city. If I didn't live in Dallas, I'd be in Austin.
Your city.
I'm
You're
a Longhorn
like
fan.
all day,
Longhorn
every day,
fan
Dallas.
for my life.
Nice.
Longhorn fan for my life. I love going to Austin every chance I get. Been out to my sister's house. You've been there, done some work for her. And that's the cool thing. When you've got somebody you trust in other cities, it's easy to say, hey, call Dustin.
Yeah. Hey man, you know anybody?
Yeah, I got a guy. And it's neat to know that I do. I've got a guy that I can trust, knows going to do the right thing and stuff like that. I love what you do for the trades. I can't wait to see what you do next. When you get back from Boston, maybe we'll get you in here again and, see how things are going up there. I love what you're building, love what you're doing. To me, you and I are on a lot of the same trajectories. We're trying to make the trades better.
Yeah.
And people in the trades better. So, dude, I think it's phenomenal. Thank you for being here, and I do appreciate everything.
Yeah, man. Same with you. Like, you've been a huge influence on how I think about this whole thing and how I monetize, and I get just as much value from you, and always pulling me in to be in episodes with you. Like, it really means a whole lot. So thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.